Hi, in this video we will see how we can use data present in the topo sheet and how we can convert it into usable format. Now I have georeferenced and merged three topo sheets. This topo sheet has huge data, and we'll see how we can extract the data so that we can use it for our own purposes. For example, I wanted to map the major cities which are located in this region. So how can I do it? So uh, in fact means I want to prepare a vector file indicating the major cities. I can use this data further to identify the distance between two cities, distance by road, or the proximity of these cities with the, let us say, infrastructure like a dam or a market or the major markets or a airport or something like that. There can be n number of purposes for which such a data which is present in topo sheet can be used. So let's see. For example, here is a small town which I want to map. Its location I want to map. It's like a Junnar. So let's see how can we do it. So my objective is I want to prepare a vector file including the major towns which are present in this geography. So for that we will do is we will create a layer, a new shapefile layer, because I want a vector data. So this at present this is a empty layer, it has nothing stored in it. So I will first of all I will give a name and I will store it in a location. Let us say I am giving it a name like UG town. So UG is for the upper Godavari. This topo sheet represents the upper Godavari basin. Okay, save. Then it is asking me the file, the encoding, don't change it, keep the default format, and the geometry type. So we know the vector has three geometries: point, polygon, and line. I want a point data, so I will express it as a point. Then the additional dimensions, I will not change anything. Yeah, it is also asking for the coordinate reference system. I know the coordinate reference system of the topo sheet is EPSG 4326, so I will keep it as it is, because those are the lat longs, and therefore I will be also so the whatever data I am extracting from this topo sheet will have a coordinate system which is a geographic one. Then it is asking me the name of the field, so these are the basically the columns which are present in the attribute table. So I will first name it as a uh, first will be the name of the town. Okay, so it's a text data. Length is 80 spaces, it's fine for that. Then I will click add to field list. So there is a default one is the ID, because each feature which is present in vector data, it has got default ID, so that will be there. Then I am giving the new field called name. Also I can say population, which is a number, a whole number, and I am giving length of 10 digits, which is sufficient. Add to field list, and then I'm saying that uh, let's say add another field, for example status of APMC. Whether the APMC, that is the Agriculture Produce Marketing Committee, is present in that town or not. So it is a text data because the answer is yes or no, so I will add it. Okay, so here I am giving the name to the file, I am defining the geometry, I am defining the coordinate reference system, and I am also defining the columns of the attribute table. These columns we have also done the editing of the attribute table, so these columns I can also add subsequently. I can also pull the data from the other sources, and using the join table operation I can also build the data over here. I will press OK. So now uh, the layer is prepared, so I want to bring that layer over here. So let me see that. So the layer is over here. I will double click. So UG town is here. So already UG town was loaded. Okay, let me remove it. So it gets default loaded. Now see, if I want to see the attribute table of UG towns, it's empty, nothing is there, there are no features. So let's add feature one by one. So before that you need to enable the editing mode, and I can enable the editing mode by using this toggle editing tool. So I'm turning it on. So now the layer is enabled for editing. You can see the change in the symbol. Then then there are several options available over here. Since it's a point data, I want to add some points. So here is a feature called add point feature. So I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to add it over here, and then say I will give it a ID. I will get ID as a 1. I will give it a name as a junior. I will give population. For let's assume the population is around 40,000, and status of APMC I will say yes, APMC is there. I will say okay. Okay, so now we have located the junior. Let's locate few more cities. For example, over here this is Sangamner, which is another big town in the region. So I will again say that editing mode is already on. I have selected this layer. I will say add a point feature. I will say click on it. I will say ID number 2. I will put the name as Sangamner. Let us say the population is 80,000. APMC is yes, APMC is there. Okay, so I have added 2 features in the vector layer. Then let me add one more over here, which is a sinner. So let me put it like this. So ID is 3, name is sinner, population let us say 50,000, and APMC let's say there's no APMC. Okay, so I have added sinner. Let me add Nashik. So ID is 4, name is Nashik, population is around 1 million. So APMC yes, so it's a municipal corporation. So and it has a district center, so it has APMC. Okay, so let me add a few more cities. Let's me add this Igatpuri. Let's ID number 5, name as Igatpuri, population let's say 60,000, APMC let's assume there's no APMC, no. Okay, so similarly I can add as many towns as I want from this region. Once I think that now the addition is complete and I have to save the changes, I will go again over here and click on this editing button, and it asks me, do you want to save the changes to the layer UG town? I will say yes, save. So the changes have been saved, and if I remove the UG merge, so these are the towns which are I have mapped in the vector layer. I can also see the corresponding attribute table. So this is the attribute table. Okay, so there are total 5 features and 4 columns. Later on you thought, okay, you need to add a few more points in this data, so you can do it, no problem. Let's do it. So for that you need to again select the same file and turn the editing mode on. Now the editing mode is on. I will zoom in over here to add this town, which is again a district place, a big city relatively, Ahmednagar. I will add it over here, Ahmednagar. ID is 6. I will add a name, Ahmednagar. Population, let's say the population is 5 lakh. And APMC, yes, it's a district center, APMC is there. Okay, so I have added one more feature. Okay, then we will see, let me add one couple of more cities from this region. Let me add this Python. So I will say add Python ID 7, Python population, let's say 3 lakhs, and APMC, yes. Okay, so now I have added the uh, towns in the vector file. Similarly, I can also change these uh, change this uh, mapping which is present in this folder. So there are several options are available over here. Vertex tool we will see in the subsequent slides. So in this video we have seen how to add the layers. Now if I click anywhere, the window will open, so I have to click it. I have to cautiously click everywhere in this campus, in this canvas, or on this canvas. So in this video we have seen how to map a vector layer, how to produce a vector layer with the dot as a geometry. Okay, thank you.